What are you doing, Lich? Welcome back to another episode of Out of Bounds News, and as always, we got an all-star starting lineup for today's stories. So without hesitation, let's jump into it. Alright, first things first, we gotta talk about what's going on with the All-Star game coming up. We now know the group of players are gonna be representing the East and the West until we end up getting the All-Star draft. So coming out of the East, we got players such as Giannis, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Trae Young, and surprisingly LaMelo Ball, who's going to be an injury reserve for Kevin Durant. And then coming out of the West, we've got LeBron James, Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, John Morant, Andrew Wiggins, Devin Booker, and now DeJounte Murray, who's also going to be the injury reserve for Draymond Green. Like, this is nuts, man. This is an all-star roster. Like, it's crazy that the players that we're going to have on the roster for both sides. And I can't wait to see who's going to end up being the captain for one side and who's going to be the captain for the other. Maybe we can get a repeat of last year with Giannis and LeBron being the captains, and it's just going to go nuts. But All-Star Weekend's coming up, but the crazy thing is there's not a lot of hype going around it. So we're just going to have to wait and see if All-Star Weekend can pump us back up going into the playoffs come May. Up next, while we wait for the All-Star game to start up, we have a new news on the XXXTentacion documentary, which will be dropping at film festivals in March and dropping on Hulu in the summer. It may seem like a big wait to wait for, but it's going to be crazy because we just got the Juice WRLD documentary a few months back, and now we're going to be getting this within a month or so. This is huge, big W for rap fans. They have so much content to look up for. It's going to be insane. It's going to tell a great story about what happened prior to death, after death, talk about the messages that he had in store, talk about the message that he stood for. So all in all, rap fans should be happy for this. Big W. Can't wait to see what happens when it comes out. Up next, we're going to talk about how Spider-Man Ain't No Damn Way Home is about 20 million away from surpassing Avatar as the highest grossing film of all time. And it comes no surprise. We're already 2 months into its release and it is still breaking records week after week, month after month, day after day. I still call it the most phenomenal film from the entire MCU, and I call it a top 5 film of all time. And it's only going to take maybe a couple more weeks, maybe even another month until it surpasses that. It's just going to come eventually, and it's all well deserved. And if you haven't seen No Way Home, well, you're bugging. I ain't pushing P, bro. Go watch that shit after this video is done, alright? And lastly, we're going to talk about how Rihanna just revealed that she is now pregnant with A$AP Rocky. And the whole world is going nuts about it. Every single man in this world is just throwing their fists in the air, being pissed off that they weren't the one that got her pregnant. Everyone's angry. I was also a little bit angry myself because she was kind of a dream crush for me when I was a youngin'. And this just came up out of nowhere. No one would have thought that A$AP Rocky would get with Rihanna. And people like Drake and others are just angry. They're unfollowing her. They're just pissed that this would happen, and they weren't the one to do it. And it's somewhat justifiable, but also not. I mean, she's pregnant. That's cool. She hasn't really been relevant for a while. She's just been like on the low, keeping it quiet. But I mean, congrats to her. Let's see what happens with her pregnancy, and wish her the best of luck. And that'll be all for this week's episode of Out of Bounds News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. It really does help out the channel out. NLH, never lose hope. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.